Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my guide to strategic gameplay. Now I'm going to be covering Pokemon in this video because that's what I do on my channel. And if you did watch this because you're interested in playing some format of game strategically that requires a lot of thinking and analyzing, you can still watch this video. I'm just going to use Pokemon as a base reference. I might throw in a few other ones that I'm familiar with, but I'm going to be mostly sticking with Pokemon because that's what I make on my channel. So let's begin with this video. To start off, you have to know your game. Now, many games have different sorts of gameplay, and for Pokemon, competitive gameplay is so much different than the actual gameplay through the video games, which is most commonly the format that people play on. You have to have different movesets and different aspects of the game mastered in order to be good in competitive play. So you have to do EV training, IV training, stuff like that. All the things that are behind the scenes that most people wouldn't think about doing. So make sure you know exactly what you need to do. Make sure you research and do a lot of information studies on what sort of things you need to build yourself up on knowledge-wise before you start even thinking about being a strategic game player. Number two, you got to memorize patterns. Now, a great way to do this is to watch other people play the game. So often when I watch my friends play chess, I'll make sure I notice which piece they take out the other person's pieces with. So like if I see one player using their bishop extremely well, I'll make sure when I play them that I watch out for that bishop because I'm going to see it doing the same patterns over and over again, and I'm going to have to shut that down. But we'll get to that point here in a minute. Pokemon, it's a lot easier to see because you see a lot of people using the same movesets, the same builds on each Pokemon. But this is a really hard and complicated stage, especially in games like Pokemon, where you have 800 plus Pokemon, each with at least one set. So you have one base set for each one, that's at least 800 some sets you have to memorize. Plus, Pokemon like Mew and Mega Evolution Pokemon have more than one way they can possibly run. Mew with 100 base stat, everything can be run however you want to run it. So Mew has like almost endless opportunities for what it can run. You just got to figure out what teams would use Mew, where would Mew fit in, what moves would Mew have on it, and that just takes a little bit of thinking. So Mew is really one of those wild cards that you can just throw on any team. Next, you have to create your game plan. Now, some people might set up with a Mega and try to sweep with that. Some people might try to use setup moves like Swords Dance or Calm Mind to boost their attack or special attack, respectively, and try to make themselves so they can deal out a lot of damage. Usually fast and powerful hitting Pokemon usually sweep pretty well. However, you have to make an adaptable game plan because you might choose to send out a Garchomp and the other person might have a Pokemon with Icicle Crash on it and your Garchomp dies to an Icicle Crash. So you need to be able to adapt your game plan, have more than one way you can win the match, but have a base set that you want to start and run that you can change around with the other Pokemon you have on your team. The same thing with chess. Start out knowing which piece you want to go after their king. Set up the rest of the board how you can run it, and if that piece gets taken out, make sure you have something that's going to be able to destroy whatever took the piece out and continue on where it needs to go. Number 4 is counter, and this is a very, very important step in this game. A lot of people are going to set up their own game plan, like was suggested. However, you're going to have to keep your game plan while countering theirs. So if they try to set up with a Garchomp, you're trying to set up with your Garchomp, you can counter with a Dragon type move, or you can switch out into a Fairy type to destroy their Dragon type Outrage that's going to be coming at you, and then destroy them as well because they're not going to want to switch out with the stat boost. So make sure you have an idea on how to counter the other person. Make sure you know how the other person is going to be playing before you start the match, because otherwise you're going to have to be figuring it out during the game, which takes a lot of your analysis out of what moves you're going to do, what running your game plan. You're going to be trying to figure out and feel the other person. Like in a heavyweight boxing match, you're going to be punching them out just to see what they're going to do, what they're swinging, when they're going to swing, when they're going to hit, when you're going to have to move. You're feeling them out. You don't want to have to do that. You want to be able to come out swinging, punching, and running your game plan and defeating them as fast as you can. And finally, you just have to practice and compete. This goes without saying, but in order to become better at a game, become better at anything, you have to practice. And eventually, you might become good enough where you can compete. If you're competing Pokemon, it might be a world tournament. Chess might be a chess club or a chess tournament in your neighborhood. Who knows? But you want to be able to practice against people who also are in the same boat as you, want to get better at the competitive game playing skills. So that way you can practice against each other against an honest opponent, not just someone who has no idea what they're doing. Because if you have someone who doesn't know what they're doing playing against you, you're not helping yourself. Because you're gonna win every match, and you're gonna think you're really good, but when you're gonna go and battle people who actually played against other people who know how to play the game, you're gonna get your butt kicked. So make sure you're playing against someone who also shares the same goal as you to be better at this game. And eventually you can compete in tournaments and other things like that to try to see how good you are against people you haven't played against. And maybe even for prizes, or just to be known as the best that there ever was. Thank you for watching. I hope this shed a little bit of light on strategic gameplay. And if you like this video, please go ahead and leave a like. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more Pokemon videos. I know this is a strategic gameplay video and not really totally focused on Pokemon, even though that was my example I used. But I do a lot of Pokemon content, Let's Plays, top 5s, top 10s, theories, things like that. So if you are interested in that, or maybe you just want to check it out, a video, I'm going to put some videos on the screen. Also, there should be a subscribe tab if you want to subscribe, so you can go ahead and do that. And also, for keeping update on videos that are going to be coming out, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ChaosMane006, because I will post there for updates on what's going to be coming on with the channel. So, again, I thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm ChaosMane006, signing off. Burn it up.